Mr. President, at this very moment, an attack of unprecedented intensity is taking place in plain sight of the world. Additional troops from Rwanda have penetrated our territory in an open and deliberate attack on our national sovereignty. This is a frontal assault, a declaration of war.
It's JEJE Vibe. Can you feel the vibe? It's vibing. Do you know the vibe? It's JEJE Vibe. JEJE Vibe. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to JEJE Vibe. We're back. You know I got the amazing, most beautiful queen with me. Thanks, my love. Today, there's craziness going on in Africa. We were talking about peace the other day. Let there be peace all around the world. We're happy about the ceasefire in Gaza and how the Gazans are returning home. And now, there's another war brewing in the Congo against Rwanda. And we touch up on a little bit of conflict when it comes to conflict minerals. Facts. Conflict minerals happens to have an effect or calling to what's going on right now in the conflict on ground. Because the M23 rebels backed by the Rwanda government or the Rwandans has seized parts of Congo. And this place, Goma, is filled with minerals. This is crazy. The conflict with conflict minerals. Conflict minerals causing conflict in Congo. This shit is not funny. It is not funny. But you know what we do here. We give you the news that we're observing. And we're just observing this one. The conflict minerals.
North Kivu province. And they have now entered the regional capital Goma. This is a major escalation in the long-running conflict, and the DRC is blaming its neighboring country Rwanda for this. The DRC says that Rwanda backs the M23 rebels. Kigali has always denied the accusation, but Rwandan and Congolese troops fired at each other at the border while the M23 rebels were entering Goma. The United Nations is calling for an urgent ceasefire. The US, France and Britain are trying to pressure Rwanda, trying to get it to call the rebel offensive off. East African nations have proposed an emergency summit in a bid to bring about peace. But right now, chaos reigns supreme in the DRC. Here's our report.
This is Goma, the largest city in the North Kivu province in the Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo. Last night, the sound of gunshots filled the air. It continued throughout today, causing widespread panic and a mass exodus. Thousands of people have fled Goma and the surrounding countryside, carrying whatever they can. This isn't the first time for many of them. Goma is home to about 2 million people. About half of them, almost 1 million, were previously displaced. People came to Goma from surrounding regions after being forced to flee by a rebel onslaught conducted by the M23. The DRC is one of the largest countries in the world, but it is also one of the most unstable. There are a number of ongoing insurgencies in the country, but one of the most deadly is the one in the east, in Kivu. This insurgency is helmed by the March 23 movement, or M23. This rebel group has been active for over a decade, engaged in a low-intensity conflict with the DRC government. But M23 upped the ante back in 2022. They have taken over large swathes of Kivu over the years. The DRC government failed to check their advance. Now, the rebels have entered Goma, and they claim to have taken the city.
Crazy.
There are reports of DRC troops surrendering. M23 rebels rounding up the Congolese security forces. And prisoners being marched through the streets. The DRC has called this a declaration of war, not just by the rebels, but by their alleged backers, Rwanda.
Mr. President, at this very moment, an attack of unprecedented intensity is taking place in plain sight of the world. Additional troops from Rwanda have penetrated our territory in an open and deliberate attack on our national sovereignty. This is a frontal assault, a declaration of war. Rwanda is preparing to orchestrate a carnage in broad daylight.
That was the DRC's foreign minister at the United Nations. She says that Rwanda has sent its armed forces into the DRC
Crazy.
to fight alongside the M23 group. The DRC has accused Rwanda of supporting the M23 group before. And even though Kigali denies this, a number of Western nations believe Kinshasa. The US, the UK, and France have all sided with the DRC. These permanent members of the UN Security Council want the violence to stop immediately. They want Rwanda's president, Paul Kagame, to back down and negotiate with the DRC leadership.
Crazy.
This probably evolved off of the criminal lawsuit that the Republic of Congo filed against Rwanda when it comes to conflict minerals. We had an episode on it.
Facts. So you guys see how this whole thing is playing.
Mm-hmm.
Rwanda is moving forward to capture the place, the area, Goma, where all of this mineral are highly deposited.
Mm-hmm.
Congo is a huge country. So it's crazy. You guys can see a whole lot of people are getting displaced, trying to move. It's escalating, and we observers keep you updated as we continue to observe
The observers of the planet, Earth.
this whole matter play out. So if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe. Where else would you rather be? You know it's JEJE Vibe.
Bye now.
JEJE Vibe. You know it's JEJE Vibe. Feel the vibe. You know you like the vibe. Subscribe. Don't be acting shy. See you in the next one.
Conflict minerals, tin, tantalum, tungsten, and gold, are used widely in consumer electronics. In a smartphone, for example, tin is used to solder metal components together, while tantalum, which is extracted from the metallic ore coltan, is used in capacitors, which store electrical energy. Tungsten is used in the components that make a phone vibrate, and gold is used in circuit board connectors. Tin, tantalum, tungsten, and gold. All of these minerals are found in our electronics, and in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, which contains an estimated $24 trillion in untapped mineral resources. Yet the DRC remains one of the poorest and most dangerous countries in the world, and mining these four metals can help fund armed conflict in the region.
The mining potential of this country is just beyond imaginable, and yet you have poverty at the highest level.